Hello everyone, I welcome you all to Study Squad, and it is time to start this session. This session is about your daily news analysis, and here the analysis will be done from the Hindu. Along with that, we'll cover your current affairs, and this session is going to be just under 10 minutes. So you can gain all the current affairs, all the important news in the newspaper, and also the vocab portion. See, most of the time, if you read the newspaper, you take around 1 hour to complete it. But the main purpose of this particular session is that we'll tell you the important news and what is important if you're preparing for any exam and also for your general knowledge, okay? So we'll focus on those news first because there are a lot of news related to, petty politics, which we are not interested, and other issues which are not very, very important. So our main goal is that we invest every day 10 minutes and we get to know whatever is going on around the world and whatever is important for you guys, okay? Plus the current affairs that you're going to see are in MCQ format. So they are based accordingly the questions that you see in your competitive exams, okay? So the session is accumulated according to that. I hope you guys like it. And if you do, then make sure to hit on the like button of this session and make sure to participate in this session as much as possible. So if you have any queries, if you have any questions, pin them down, okay? With that being said, let's start the session and let's come to the first news for today. It's a very interesting news. It is related to your Lady Justice. So what does the new Lady Justice statue signify? We all know that the Lady Justice statue, which has been in our India for a very long time, has changed now. So what are the changes? What are the differences? Let's get to learn them. Okay. The statue here, you could see this is the old statue which we used to have. Okay. And this is the new lady statue that we have now. Now, if you see it visually, you can see the differences. See, here you see a sword. And now the sword is changed with our constitution. So now the Lady Justice is holding our constitution instead of a sword here. Also, the attire you could see is different. Here, Lady Justice is wearing a sari, which basically signifies our Indian culture. Here, you could see a dress that was going on. The major difference that you could see is the blindfold. The previous Lady Justice had a blindfold on. And now, as you could see, the Lady Justice does not have a blindfold and it has open eyes. Okay, so now we will see what are these differences and what do they signify. Let's read. The Supreme Court has unveiled a new statue of Lady Justice, reimagining the image, typically a blindfolded woman holding a set of scales in one hand and a sword in the other. So you could see the previous typical statue that we had was a blindfolded woman with a sword in one hand and the scale in the other one. Okay, this is a synonymous with legal practice around the world. So around the world, it is the same kind of legal practice and the same kind of statue that has been used. Okay, the scale is still there in both the statues. Now the new one is a 6-foot tall statue in the judges' library. Is of a sari-clad woman with no blindfold. Major thing you should note down, no blindfold, holding scales and instead of the sword, a copy of the Constitution of India. So now we have a copy of the Constitution of India instead of the sword here. See, the main purpose when they had this typical one, okay, the main purpose they had a blindfold on was so that they used to justify it by saying that your law is impartial and it'll be very impartial, so it's not going to see through the eyes. But now the one that we have, the promise that it comes up with says that now the law can see you all and the law sees you all as equals. So the law is seeing you all as equals and then it's going to come up with the justice and it will be according to the crimes. Okay, so it just want to signify that the law is not blind anymore and it can see everybody and what is going around. And it sees everybody as equals here. Okay. The important thing that you could get a question on, this statue that we see in the new one, the newly created one, is created by artist Vinod Goswami's. Name is very important, very, very important. You might get a question about the name, just about the name in your exam. Okay. So note it down. The absence of the blindfold symbolizes law is not blind and sees everyone equally. This new representation aligns with the recent legal reforms and efforts to decolonize India's legal framework. See, by step we're taking whatever happened in the past when we were a colony of the British, we're trying to decolonize step by step. So this change is by changing the statute that originally was used. Now we have our own statue of Lady Justice. Okay, so what are your views about this? Do mention them down in the comment section. Okay, let's come to the next news. The next news is related to Quad, and it says Quad group of countries take part in back-to-back naval war games. Okay, so see, now let's discuss something about Quad and why it got originated. When Quad was originated in 2004, that time there was Indian Ocean tsunami. So there was a response team because of the Indian Ocean tsunami that happened. And the main purpose of Quad when it came along was for humanitarian assistance. So in 2004, when the 4 countries that are part of it, which are Australia, India, Japan and US, they came together as humanitarian assistance, and they'll work on disaster management, all of these things like that. Okay, not as a defense-based organization or nothing against China as a whole. But now as we see that the group is expanding, it's changing, and you could see that there are differences coming in. Now we have proper summits going on. So we are just not limited to your disaster management and humanitarian assistance, but this sphere is growing. Previously, this sphere had only, humanitarian assistance and disaster management in it when it started in 2004, and all of these 4 countries came together. But as we see and as we move further in 2011, summit starts happening. Summits where all these 4 countries started to meet together and they started to discuss on topics. Topics like your energy. Topics like how you could change the Indo-Pacific and all the threats that are happening there. And sooner or later, we started to grow economically as well. So we started to invest in more projects altogether. So now it's just not limited to your humanitarian assistance. Now it has expanded a lot. Okay, let's read a little bit. The Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, or the Quad that we say, is a diplomatic partnership among Australia, India, Japan and US. All these 4 members you must be knowing. Okay, it focuses on stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. So main purpose here is your Indo-Pacific region. Indo-Pacific region, if we are considering, the main thing that comes is China as well. Okay, so China tries to threaten your Indo-Pacific region. So we also come into a defense perspective when we come to the Quad. It originated in 2004, the Indian Ocean tsunami, where the 4 nations provided humanitarian assistance and they came along. The aim to address pressing regional challenges including health security, climate change, infrastructure, technology, cybersecurity, humanitarian assistance, maritime security, countering disinformation and counter-terrorism. So all of these things are now come up as the main aim of this particular organization here. You know that things have changed, the organization has grown, and the organization now has way lot impact than it used to. Okay, economically also we represent so much economy when you take India, US, Japan and Australia all together. So whatever we say, whatever dialogues we exchange, they actually have a lot of impact on the world as well. The important thing here, we are talking about Quad Plus. Quad Plus, the meetings here have included other nations also. So what are these other nations? They are South Korea, New Zealand, Vietnam. So these are the 3 nations that come in the Quad Plus and they become part of the meetings. So there is potential that it might further expand also in future. Next, we'll come to your CA portion. So recently, which initiative was launched by PM Modi to enhance civil service exams? So it is launched so as the civil services skills could basically be enhanced. And the answer here is Karm Yogi Saptah. It's a Karm Yogi Saptah. Let's read about it. Inaugurated the Karm Yogi Saptah, or the National Learning Week, on October 19, 2024 at Dr. Ambedkar International Center in New Delhi. So there it was inaugurated. The main initiative or the aim is part of the mission Karma Yogi. So it is part of your mission Karma Yogi, which aims to foster continuous skill enhancement among civil servants, aligning their competencies with evolving goals of India, especially towards achieving a developed nation in 2024. So civil services actually mean a lot for a nation and to grow them as well. If a nation wants to grow, the civil services people need to grow. So basically, to enhance their skills, this initiative has come into picture now. Next news is about which Indian Army Corps conducted the Savalambam Shakti exercise. So this is an exercise conducted by your Indian Army Corps. So what are the corps? The name here is Sudarshan Chakra Corps that have conducted this particular exercise. Let's read about it. The Army's Sudarshan Chakra Corps of Southern Command is currently conducting your exercise Savalam Shakti at Babina Field Firing Range near Jhansi. So you need to know the location as well. With the primary objective of enhancing combat capabilities through integration of niche and emerging technologies. See, whenever an exercise is conducted and whenever a military exercise is conducted, the main purpose is that you are enhancing your skills here, right? Here also, the headquarters of this particular corps, where is it? It's located in Bhopal, okay? Next question is about who became the first Indian woman to score 50 international goals. It is important because she is the first and it's related to your football. Okay, the name here is Bala Devi. So you need to remember the name. Next is about the book that has come recently into light. The name of the book is Mountain Mammals of the World and it was written by M.K. Rajistish. Okay, so the name here is important of the author and the name of the book. Next, we have which countries conducted the joint naval drill Nasim al-Bahar off the coast of Goa. So, what are the countries that participated? Here, India and Oman participated. The name is also very important, okay? Plus, whenever we are discussing any exercise, the things that are important, firstly, the participants, 2 countries, 3 countries, whatever. Then comes the location. Then comes what kind of exercise is it? Is it an Air Force exercise? Is it a naval exercise or an army exercise? So, all these are important. Also, sometimes the edition is important, okay? So recently, India and Oman bilateral naval exercise Nasim al-Bahar held from October 13 to 18, 2024 off the coast of Goa. So it was conducted in Goa. Also, the participation that was seen from Indian Navy, it was INS Trikant and Dornier Maritime Patrol aircraft that were participating. Okay, important. You're going to tell me Dornier. So where was it originally manufactured and from which country did we actually import it? You're going to tell me in the comments about it. Okay. Alongside, we had the Royal Navy of Oman's vessel Al-Seem. Okay. The exercises was conducted in 2 phases. The 2 phases are always your sea phase and your harbor phase when you talk about it. Okay. Next, we have Oman's map. Here you could see this is Oman. This is Arabian Sea. And important thing, Tropic of Cancer passes through it. Okay, important. Capital Muscat, we know. Gulf of Oman is here. All of these things you should be knowing. Next comes the question which says which institution is set to launch International Research Center in Dubai by 2025. So which institution is going to be? It's going to be an Indian institution and the name is IIT Madras. So they are going to set up an International Research Center in Dubai by 2025. Next, we have which athletes were named the ISSF Athletes of the Year. Firstly, they are related to shooting when we are talking about ISSF. The name here is Li Yuqin. Li Yuqin is from China. Okay. Next, we have Yang Jin-A. Yang Jin-A, female, she's from Korea. So, these things you need to remember here. Next, we have a daily vocabulary session which is under 5 minutes. It comes every day at 9 a.m. and here we discuss almost more than 10 to 15 words in just 5 minutes. The vocab words that you're going to see here are taken from the Hindu. So if you have yet not watched it, make sure to go watch it. Take out 5 minutes. See if you like it or not. If you do, then do hit the like button. Then we come to the question for the day. You're going to answer this question in the comment section. It's an important as well as easy question. If you've read about it, you know. Okay? So do answer it in the comment section. And lastly, if you did like this session, make sure to hit on the like button. Share it with any friend that you might feel will get something out of it. In the comments, answer whatever questions we asked for. Okay, answer all of them. If you have any feedback, if you have any query, any question, make sure to mention it in the comments. And lastly, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. With that being said, we'll end the session here. Thank you for watching.